it has a pale face. He was not restored. You see, the other statues are pink. The last one is Judas, is red because he was the traitor of Jesus. So he is ashamed. So these statues were placed here when the convent opened to the public in 1970. So in 1970 there were still nuns in this convent. They moved to other part, still inside. Currently in the convent there are 20 nuns. Now they come by choice, nobody forced them.
Is it so clustered?
Yes. You see on the floor, on the wood, there are some remains of paintings. See, like plants. It was a French fashion to paint carpets on the floor. And it shows us a nuns were wealthy in fashion. So in this French furniture, the nuns received the bishops, the authorities in the convent, and they were always covered because they were not allowed to be seen by men. This is the first color of the convent. At the beginning, everything looked like this, white. And these paintings around are litanies. These are compliments and praises to Holy Mary. For example, number 36, it says mystical rose. We compare Mary like a rose because she's beautiful. So the novices prayed, mystical rose, pray for us. Tower of David, pray for us. All the novices together with the teacher of the novices who was a full nun. So they were learning to read and to write through the paintings. Normally at that time, a woman that was married, she belonged to the husband and had no rights, and there was no education. Women were very submissive, like the part of the furniture of the house. A woman in the convent could receive education, could have no freedom of mind. Body room open to the public, you can go inside. You see, it's very big and very comfortable. That was the safest place because behind the cortex there is an arch that protects them from the earthquakes. Yes, and then there is also an altar where they put their favorite saint to pray. So after 4 years living in this way, the head nun arrived and said, "Do you want to be a nun? Are you sure you want to be a religious woman? Is somebody forcing you?" Then they could say, "I don't want to be a nun," but they knew if they said no, they were rejected inside the mouth. And the fingernails were made of the bones of women. So then the back is Santa Catalina of Siena. She was an Italian saint. She's very important because she received the stigmatas. You know these wounds in her hands and in her feet. This convent was founded by a rich woman from Spain, and this woman was very devoted to Santa Catalina of Siena. That's why when she founded the convent, she named it this. It was very well decorated. We can say that nun was richer. So this is a house for a middle-class nun. You see the arch that protects the bed and the altar where they pray. These roofs are very high. It's a vault shaped. It makes us feel cold. That's why life expectancy of the nuns was 50 years old. 50. Because they did depression, they were alone here. So there were many factors they made. They died every year. People outside, life expectancy of them was 60 years old. So here the nuns died 10 years ago. This is a house also for 2 nuns, so they could share the houses if they were relatives. The nuns, you see the portraits around the room? Those are the nuns with the eyes closed. So they were painted when they were dead. They couldn't be painted alive because it was vanity. It was like having a mirror. And if you focus in the first portrait on the left, it's a nun with the eyes open. According to the church, she died in ecstasy. But you know, ecstasy is when the soul is separated from the body and connected to God. So it is said she could see God and then she died immediately. Then nobody could close her eyes. She came from Bolivia, walking and carrying a cross, and she made a lot of penances and fasted a lot and prayed a lot. So the church said that she had the life of a saint.
hay una simbología sobre esto y hay unas banderas. It's just too much.
This is the bedroom, and let's go to see the toilet. This way. Go to the church next to the sea. And here back there is a house with carved doors, very nice. We can say this nun had 5 servants. The next house has plain doors. So probably that nun had only one. It was the servant who washed the nun's clothes. For these 20 clay containers, they were pouring salt. The servants, they just put a carrot in the hole, like a plug. Something like this. So we would go in temples and churches and monasteries like this. It's a beautiful tree with a white blossom. There's the blossom now. And those were the confessionals, those brown doors. The nuns confessed to the priest who was on the other side. See, this white building is the church, so the priest stayed in the church and the nuns didn't see face to face to the priest. She had one miracle that was proved in the Vatican in 1932. It was a woman who had cancer. She was going to die. Her husband was desperate. He came in to ask the nuns' prayers. The nuns gave him some piece of earth from Sister Anna's grave. So the sick woman ate the earth. She prayed a lot, and when she went to the hospital, the doctors didn't find any cancer. She was completely recovered. So thanks to this miracle, she's now Beata. It's a step before a saint. People in Arequipa bring flowers and light candles and pray to her. She has the eyes open because the painter imagined how she would look when she was alive. Also, Sister Anna could predict when people was going to die. She said, for example, the bishop is going to die this date in this way. No, you are crazy, it's the authority, you are a witch. She was accused by the Inquisition like a witch, and she was going to be burned. But thanks to the bishops and thanks to the authorities, it stopped. So everything, what she said, became true. They went out to do the same fast.
It's active for okay. Let's hope it's not active today. the streams. I know, I just did that. Yeah, the streets of Arequipa.